So you just bought a brand new GoPro Max to film yourself on your motorcycle and you want to get some footage like this, or even this, or this, or maybe this. Well, stick around and I'll show you all the best tips to get the best footage. Good morning, guys. So today I'm going to try to show you just how easy it is to use your GoPro Max on your motorcycle. I'm going to try to show you all the different angles and techniques I use to get the footage that I want. So it's really pretty easy. This is mostly everything that I use except for a few rare occasions when you got to get kind of creative. But first things first, you're going to need a clamp like this. I got this off Amazon. Thankfully, the Z900 has a lot of subframe exposed, so I can clamp this on to a lot of different areas, including the handlebars. And then it's got the adjustment so I can get it to whatever angle I need, and the 1/4-inch screw adapter. So I can add either the GoPro directly on top with this Joby tripod head mounts, or I can use the Insta360 pole if I need to stick things out a little bit further. It's got the female end down here and the male end down here. So you can kind of use everything in combination. And I have my little baby screwdriver for a very specific purpose, and that is because GoPro's screws are big and bulky, and if you're using a 360 camera, it will pick it up in the footage and it'll have like this weird blurry spot. So I just picked up the right size screws from Lowe's. It was like a 4-pack. I will try to look up the right size and drop it in the description for you guys, but it's super easy. Just a little screw like that. And then this is a Joby tripod head mount. I got this on B&H Photo because it is a lot slimmer than the GoPro ones. So real quick, guys, this is the main GoPro screw, which they include in all their boxes. Obviously, it's super big and bulky. And then this is the little screw that I picked up separately. You can get a pack of 4 or 5 for like $3. So I'll try to include the link in the description or the size, but I highly recommend getting this screw over the GoPro one. It just makes things a little bit easier. You do have to carry the screwdriver, but also to more of a benefit, makes your footage look a lot better. So the first shot I want to show you guys how to get is that super wide open first person view angle. And for that, it's pretty straightforward. I just use the regular MotoRads Motovlog adhesive mount, so it just sticks to my helmet. It's got the standard GoPro mount, so all you have to do is kick out your legs on your GoPro Max, stick it on there, and then I actually do use the big clunky mount because whenever I have this one mounted, I'm only shooting in the forward direction, so it actually doesn't get in the way, and it's easy to adjust if the helmet's on my head. So that's how that works. Let's go out to the bike and I'll show you guys a couple other different options. All right, so for the first mount, I'm gonna show you guys how to get this trail cam look. As you can see, the GoPro is stuck out way behind the bike, and then it is just hooked up with the clamp like I showed you guys before, the Insta360, and the only thing different is I bought these little elastic Velcro straps as just kind of a safety measure. So I just wrapped that around the tail of the bike and it works out really well. Alrighty, so this one's a little bit more creative, but as you can see, I got the clamp in almost the exact same spot, and then I bring it all the way around through the tail of the bike and then out, which kind of gives you a cool shot of shifting and just out to the side. So I use this a lot for like Instagram reels and stuff like that, not much more for YouTube videos, but just another option. You could get some ideas maybe and do something crazy yourself. Alrighty, and last but not least, I probably use this angle the most, right up there with the first person view angle on my helmet. But as you guys can see, just clamp right there on the handlebars, and as you walk around, I try to stick it out so it's right in the center of the bike. That way everything looks good. But let's hop on and I'll show you guys what it looks like.
And one of the coolest things about the 360 Max, once I start the bike up here, oh yeah. But yeah, one of the coolest things about the 360 is that it can pan. As long as you're in 360 mode, you can pan and post to whatever direction you want the camera to look at. So let's say you're going down the street and you see some jackass over on the side of the road, or you're trying to film like a reaction video, like my giving cash video. You can turn the camera to whatever direction you want it to look. So like right now it's facing towards me. If I want to turn it around and face it straight out, I can do that. got to be mindful of the neighbors, you know. So I will say most of this video was all about the setup and how to get the shots you want. So I was assuming most everybody knows how to work their post-production software, video editing software, because the GoPro takes a lot of capabilities out of your computer. You need something with a lot of processing power. So if that's something that you guys would like me to go over in detail about, how to process the video and stuff like that, feel free to drop a comment down below. I can make a whole separate video about that. There are so many details to go through, and I just felt like all that information is so much extra right now. So there's a few tips that I want to give you guys once you start recording with your GoPro, and that is, as you can see right here in front of me, the camera is straight and flush with the stick. It's not angled directly at me. It's kind of a weird experience because with every other camera we've ever used up until these ones came out, you have to point the camera directly where you want to look at, right? But the 360 camera records everything all the time, and say if I was to angle the camera directly at me, in this instance it would pick up the pole right here, which you can't see if you set it up the right way. It just automatically hides it. So that's super important. Make sure the camera is straight and flush with the pole as you set it up. Woo! And as you guys start filming, what I did to start is I just started filming random things. I would go around my neighborhood, I would hook the GoPro up to my bike in a way that I thought would work, and I just had to test it a bunch of different times. So I would highly recommend just go out in your neighborhood, ride for 10 or 20 minutes, try to put the GoPro in a bunch of different areas, extend it out further, extend it less, and see what looks best for the shot that you're trying to get. It's just going to take some practice, and there's going to be some times where you mess up and you're gonna have to redo things. So I would just highly recommend trying some angles out before you officially try to film something with it. And as you guys can see from my angle, when you have the stick out like this, it kind of looks really silly. So I would just suggest that you just don't give a f what other people think. It's gonna look a little silly, but you know that the results of the camera and what you're trying to do are going to look super sick. So just don't mind what anybody says. Like, who really cares? I don't think anybody's going to really say anything to you anyways, but if they do, don't worry about it. It looks a little silly. Just tell them that you know, and then show them that kick-ass footage that you just got, and they'll be like, oh, never mind. But I think that is all the information you guys need. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. And like I said, I can totally do a full-on post-processing tutorial because the footage and everything else, like, it's so big in size that it really takes a lot of processing power, and you have to convert the files at first. So it's really confusing, and if you guys want help with that, I can certainly do that. But for now, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you guys give a thumbs up. As always, I appreciate the support. Subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.